Hey everybody, it's your boy Eddie Ed. Honestly, I've all I've been doing is studying. I'm tired of this missing stuff here and there. I'm giving you my solid 100% right now that should cover with no excuses, no nothing. So it's gonna be fresh in my mind. Everything is already highlighted. Ohio and Buffalo, they could both beat each other out. We can't touch that right there. Northern Illinois might have the advantage because they're at home, but they're both playing decent. Either one could win each other out right now. I can't touch Central Michigan. Everything is already pre-picked, guys. 100% Toledo. 100% money line they win. There's no way they're not gonna win. Um, they have a good chance of covering. Eastern Michigan is not that bad, so believe me, that's why I got it more on the money line. Bowling Green, I still think is good enough to destroy Kent. I'm talking about destroy Kent State because Kent State, their best game was last week, and I can't believe I even said that. But I still think Bowling Green is a good enough team to beat them straight up. Miami, Ohio also has a very good chance of covering the point spread, but 17 points on a team like Miami, Ohio, it's hard to take. Guaranteed is the money line. So I'm trying to give you what I feel is guaranteed, and I'll talk a little bit about the game. Louisville is playing so good right now. They have a good chance of covering 20 points, but that's still a little hard. But I do feel they have a good chance. It's worth taking. But guaranteed is the money line. I mean, just think about it. Louisville is playing so good. So right now, I'm telling you, I'm gonna put such a big bet on the money line on these guarantees because there's no way they're gonna lose this time. Not the way I've been analyzing it. There's no way. Southern Miss has never been a good team, but the Raging Cajuns is playing so bad. I actually feel Southern Miss has a chance to actually cover this and actually beat them. That's how bad the Raging Cajuns is playing right now. North Texas is a very good team. SMU showed me their ass last week. And I should have known better because they were only favored by 14 points against Rice. And SMU's been playing so good against teams that I was shocked I only saw a 14-point spread. And I should have known that just by looking at the point spread. But you know what? I just studied week 10 to see where my mistakes were. But I can still guarantee, not guarantee too much, but I would say SMU is still solid at home. At home on the money line, I figure it's 100%. I actually like North Texas to cover this game. FAU is a different division. East Carolina is a really hard division. You saw what they did against Tulane. I just think FAU is playing the better football. That's why I highlighted it on this. But even on money line, I cannot guarantee that because of the divisions FAU's division is too weak. So I'll give them the edge though, but be careful with this one. Alabama is just playing too good of football right now. That's why I didn't even put money line. Money line is guaranteed, but they have a good chance of actually covering the spread. That's how good Alabama's playing. Florida State also has a very good chance of covering this game over Miami, but I've always hated 14-point spreads. They're always hard to hit. Miami is just playing that bad that I feel Florida State should be able to. And Florida State made that huge comeback last week in the second half, what they should have done throughout the whole game. But just because of that reason, I'll give it to them 100% on the money line. South Carolina is not too impressive. I actually picked James Madison. No, it wasn't James Madison. It was Jacksonville State. And everybody thought Jacksonville State was going to lose by a lot. They were actually there with them throughout the whole game. Carolina just pulled it off at the end, but I ended up still covering the points. So that shows how bad South Carolina is. But Vanderbilt is just horrible. So I'll take South Carolina on the money line. North Carolina is just playing unbelievable. Duke, I don't know what happened to them. They just went downhill. So from the way North Carolina's playing, I feel that they'll cover 100%. Boston College, Virginia Tech, you don't know what kind of game you're going to get. I think Boston College is the better team, but I'd rather not touch this. I'm telling you, I'm only going for 100% this week. NC State, I feel, is the better team. So I'm going for NC State. I just feel that the better team. I feel that they have a good chance of just beating Wake Forest with no problem. Georgia Tech is just playing too good of football right now. I know Clemson has that monster defense, but I cannot say I like this one too much. I'm just picking them because I like what I see from Georgia Tech. And Clemson is just horrible. They got no offense. Well, last week, yeah, they didn't look bad at all. But something about Georgia Tech, I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to give it to them to cover this point spread. But don't be shocked if Clemson just destroys Georgia Tech because they're Georgia Tech. And Clemson has that powerful defense that I feel is like an NFL defense, honestly. I can't believe how good Clemson's defense is this good. It's just their offense looked a little better last week, but they need to get it rolling again. James Madison, they're that good that I feel they could cover the 25 points easily, easily against UConn. Oklahoma State, you saw what they did against Oklahoma. You know everybody for some reason was still on that Oklahoma bandwagon. Even this week, Oklahoma's favored again. But Oklahoma State to do that win, I think they're for real. If they can't beat Central Florida, then goddamn, I don't know what the hell's going on with college football. Because Central Florida is not good this year. And if Oklahoma State could do that, I feel they could win easily. These two are just two powerhouses. I cannot pick this one. In fact, I might want to take Ole Miss on a teaser because that's how good they've been playing. But I cannot pick this. This could go either way. Minnesota, I feel is the better team. Even though I don't like Minnesota, I'll tell you that right now. But I see Purdue what they've been doing, and they just look horrible. So I got to give it to Minnesota just from how bad Purdue is playing. But I don't think Minnesota's that much better. They got no offense. Memphis is that good that they could cover these point spreads. But Charlotte is much improved this year. I actually would have wanted to take Memphis on the money line, but you see they gave me no option for the money line. But this one, I like it more on the money line than actually 11 points. But Memphis should have a good chance. Michigan is not going to get shown up. Not by Penn State. Penn State has been so shaky this year. Michigan has been solid all year. All freaking year they've been solid. And I'm going to keep going with Michigan. I think they cover this easily. I think they're going to blow out Penn State at least by 2 or 3 touchdowns. But that's how good Michigan is. I would love to go with Temple against South Florida, but South Florida is up and down. And they scored really good last week. If the offense didn't look that good last week, I would have said, yeah, definitely Temple, but this game is shaky. I'd rather just stay away from it. Texas State is the better team overall. Texas State, I've been talking about them all year. Coastal Carolina has been shaky as hell. So I'm taking Texas State. I'm all over that bandwagon. I think they'll cover easily. Appalachian State has always been a good team. Georgia State, you don't know what you're going to get out of them, but at least you know Appalachian State has always been solid. So I'm taking Appalachian State. Can't touch Georgia Southern or Marshall. I really can't touch it. Um, Kansas, I would love to say Kansas, but Texas Tech has been beating teams that we thought they couldn't beat, so they got the potential. I can't go for what ifs this week. Honestly, I do like Kansas, like I said, but I can't go for what ifs. I'm going for 100% this week. Wisconsin is also shaky. I cannot take them with the -11, but Northwestern is that bad that I feel Wisconsin should win at least on the money line. At least on the money line, I feel a lot more confident. Iowa is just freaking horrible. I cannot take Iowa, but their defense is just too damn good. I maybe they end up winning just because of their defense. But honestly, I cannot touch this game at all. I really can't. Liberty, I'm still not sold on them, even though they've been covering the point spreads. I just feel they're more solid on the money line. Because Old Dominion, I got to give them respect. They're really not a bad team. They're really not. So just because I know how good Old Dominion is, I'll give Liberty on the money line. I would love to have taken Boise State on the money line, but that shit is too high, so I cannot touch this. Arizona has been shocking everybody. I knew about them. I knew how good they were. I wish I would have had more confidence with them last week. Even though I knew they were the better team, it was just hard to take them. But now I'm for real. I know Colorado's not bad. After you saw last week's game, they covered the points and everything. So Colorado is really not that bad of a team. But I just think Arizona is playing too amazing this year, and they'll I'll give Colorado the respect to take Arizona on the money line. BYU, I don't know what the hell's wrong with BYU this year. BYU is just playing horrible. Uh, I think Iowa State is a more solid team. I'll take Iowa State to actually cover these points. Nevada is just garbage. They're really just garbage this year. I don't like Utah State that much better, but I figure they'll be more solid on the money line because Nevada's not beating anybody this year. And just to check it out, let me see how good Utah State. I might change this. Hold on a second. Okay, San Diego State is not that much better, but I still think San Diego State is better than Nevada. Yeah, I'll give them the respect, but San Diego State was really not a good opponent to beat. But they beat them. They beat them regardless, and they have enough confidence to give them at 16. Uh, but yeah, you cannot take Utah State to cover at 16 just because of Utah State. So I'll give them the respect for money line. These teams are just playing bad. Washington and California, they're both just playing horrible. I'm so disappointed with Washington State. Washington, whoa, what a game from USC. I love my Utah with their defense, but no, no way. Washington has good enough chance to actually cover these points, but I'll take them 100% solid on the money line just because I respect Washington's defense. Just because of that. UCLA is just a better team. They should have a good chance to cover the 17, but they did lose last week, which a game that I thought they had a chance to win. I think it was against Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. So because I know Arizona was a good opponent, let me not talk on my ass. Let me check this real quick. Memory is still intact, yeah. And that was a good loss against Arizona. Arizona is just phenomenal this year. So I'll give them the respect and I'll give them on the money line 100%. Stanford is very good. They're very good, but Oregon is just too good of a team. I do feel Stanford has a really, really good chance of covering. I'm actually going to probably make a few bets with Stanford because that's how good they are. But yeah, Stanford is solid this year. Oregon State is a little shaky, but I still think they're the better team, so I'll give it to them on the money line. Sam Houston State is just garbage. Like really, I think they're such garbage this year, and I was with them. I still think they got a great defense, but I think Louisiana Tech just has a better offense. So because they have offense, I'll give it to Louisiana Tech. But this one, of course, is a little shaky. But I just think that's how bad Sam Houston State really is. Oregon, got to give it to them on the money line, and they got a good chance of just pouncing on USC. But USC, they're just too good at offense. You never know how this game is going to go. So, like I said, I'm giving them respect, but no, Oregon is just destroying teams this year. So I'll give it to them 100% on the money line. Baylor's just that bad this year. Kansas State actually has the potential to cover these points, but because Kansas State is so shaky, I'll give it to them on the money line. 100% on the money line. They should not lose to Baylor at all. Rice so improved this year, so damn improved. This is a hard game. That's why I gave him respect, and I didn't just take UTSA with the points. But I feel at the end, UTSA has a very good chance of just winning outright. But Rice has a chance to cover this. Believe me, they do have a chance to cover this. Troy, it's hard to take 21 and a half. I feel they could. I feel they actually could destroy UL Monroe. So this one, don't be mistaken to take Troy with a 21 and a half. I feel they got a really good chance. But I rather, like I said, I rather win guaranteed money this week. I am gonna show profits this week, and I'm gonna go with Troy with the money line. Missouri is very hard to beat, but I think Tennessee at the end of the day is the better team. This could be a coin flip. Believe me, don't be surprised if Missouri actually wins this. But I feel Tennessee is the better team, and they better not let me down. I like Auburn. I really love Auburn. I love what I see from Auburn. I just cannot highlight it because it's a good opponent. And when there's a good opponent, it could always go either way. But I do like Auburn in this matchup. LSU couldn't play against Alabama last week. Alabama just trapped them, but that's Alabama. Florida's not playing that good. But I'll give them respect a little bit. And believe me, LSU does have a good chance of covering this. They have a really good chance, but I'll take them 100% on the money line. I actually like West Virginia against Oklahoma. I'm probably going to tease this and bring it up to 18 and a half and put a lot of money on a teaser because that's how bad I think Oklahoma is this year. And West Virginia is actually really good. But I cannot touch this because Oklahoma, you never know what kind of Oklahoma team is going to come out. But I do love West Virginia to cover this. And I love it more on a teaser. Texas is just a better team. TCU is just horrible. But Texas has the potential to cover this, so believe me, don't be scared to take the minus 10. But like I said, I'm going for 100%, so Texas will win guarantee on the money line. Mississippi State is just plain bad. Texas A&M looked horrible last week, but I'll give them the respect of how good of a team they are. I'll give it to them on the money line, but I cannot take them with the minus 19. Houston, I feel, is just a better team. Cincinnati played a good game last week against Central Florida. But at the end of the day, I feel Houston still is the better team, so I'll give them respect and I'll give it to them at home. Tulane is just playing that bad that Tulsa has a really good chance of covering these point spreads. But Tulsa's really not that good this year, but I feel Tulsa's a really good bet to cover. Western Kentucky is just a really good offensive team. New Mexico State is shaky, but I'll give it to Western Kentucky. I will give them the edge on this one. Pittsburgh, I feel they're playing. Let me just double check on this. I know I like Pittsburgh on this one. No, they did play horrible. They played great in the first half. Just because of that performance, Syracuse is playing so bad that I would say Pittsburgh is the better team. But this is not a really good bet here to take. But I feel Pittsburgh is the better team. UAB is just a more solid team over Navy. Navy is just playing horrible. I'll give it to UAB just because they're actually a good team. They're decent. I can't touch either one of these games. They're playing so bad. Nebraska and Maryland. Uh, Florida International is just a very bad team. I don't think Middleton, Tennessee is that much better. Let's see how they did last week, though. God damn it, they're not giving me the results. But I'll still give it to Middleton Tennessee State on the money line. South Alabama, I think Arkansas State actually has the chance to cover this. Uh, South Alabama did not look good last week. Arkansas State did win. I'll give it to Arkansas State on this one. I really feel Colorado State could beat San Diego State. I just cannot pick it, but I do feel I like it. I do like it. But like I said, I'm going for 100% this week. Ohio State is really good enough to cover against Michigan State. Michigan State has a slight chance. This is a team you could go on reverse. 'Cause you know 30-point spreads hardly ever cover. And Michigan State did look a lot better last week. So this is a coin flip on the covering. I wish I could have taken Ohio State on the money line, but 10,000 you can't make no money off of that. So that's the only reason I took it at 31. But they do have a chance, but I don't think so. I think Michigan State has a really good chance. And Fresno is definitely the better team over San Jose State. San Jose State is not a bad team, but Fresno, I got to give it to Fresno as being the better team. Air Force, what the fuck happened to you? You let Army, out of all people, fucking take away your perfect season record with no losses? I was so shocked. I couldn't believe it. But Hawaii is really not a good team. I think Air Force is going to regroup and see what the hell happened to them. But I'll take them on the money line. All right, guys. Like always, all I ask is for you is to like and subscribe. All right, let's go for better college football this week. All right.